Chris. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the August 4th Selectmen's meeting. Mr. Savageau is under the weather tonight, so I'll be running tonight's meeting. So I need to have a clerk, please.
I would make a motion to make Jane Donahue clerk for the evening.
Okay, thank you, Jane. Could we have the roll call, please?
Mr. Chairman, 4 selectmen are present. Our chairman, Mr. Savageau, is absent. He's ill this evening, and the town administrator is here.
Thank you. Citizens' participation. Is there anybody who would like to come forward this evening? Seeing none.
There is one.
Oh, come on up. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Ron Robinson, 16 Oakdale Heights Lane in Wareham. I was here at the previous meeting regarding the sewer project in Oakdale. I understand, and the main concern, there were 2 concerns. The main concern was the stimulus package, if, how, and when Oakdale was going to be affected by that package. I understand that Oakdale, the Oakdale project has been approved for the stimulus package. Is that correct?
Well, I had planned on speaking about that in my TA report, but yes, it is correct. How the money will come to Wareham, whether it'll be a dollar amount coming to the town to offset the project, or whether it'll be similar. I believe we're going to get with contract number 1 a reduction in the interest rate.
Okay.
When I have more information, I'll share it with the board.
Okay. Thank you very much. And obviously, Oakdale residents are very pleased that, because that was the main concern, was that we were going to miss out on it because we were put from the, as you know, the first project, the first phase into the second phase, and we thought that we might lose out. The second concern is that Oakdale residents, some of us had the opportunity July 18th to go to the briefing with a CDM and the residents of Parkwood and those areas that are presently receiving the sewer project. And it was very informative. However, it became obvious to us that there were a lot of concerns and issues that needed to be addressed as far as the how, when, why of the project, how it was being laid out, where different apparatuses were being stored, questions like that. And the answers weren't always the kind of answers that the residents were looking for. So when we came away from that meeting, one thing became very clear, and that was our other premise in the beginning, was that a mitigation process needs to take place prior to the informal informational meeting that's normally held for the residents of those areas, particularly for Oakdale. What we don't want to see is that 2 days before the project starts, or construction starts, or the work starts, that there's a meeting and the engineers or whoever come in and explain the project. That's too far down the line. From what I understand in the projects I've seen happen is that if there is a project that involves sewer, water, roads, those type of projects that affect a particular community, then normally there's a mitigation process involved. Someone's responsible for starting that and seeing that it continues through the project, because once again, you don't want to wait to the last minute and find out that there's something that's happening on that project that could have been averted and put somewhere else or changed or whatever before the project is totally complete. So I guess what we're suggesting is that, yes, we do think that a mitigation process is reasonable, and that we start that process as soon as possible.
Okay. The thing with that, Mr. Sanjanet, you could probably have the resident engineer and municipal maintenance director get together with you and maybe get a better plan before they go into the neighborhoods. That would be the smartest thing.
My intent is also to have a public meeting with the neighbors in these areas prior to the bids, or just after the bids go out, so that we can address some of these issues that we saw in contract number 1 with the residents of this area. Certainly, I will make, or have discussion with the resident engineer about the staging area. That was a large concern, as well as some of the decorative items that need to be adjusted in the Parkwood area that more than likely when the bids were created, the contractor was unaware of. So, but we will certainly have a meeting prior to the bid opening so that we can address some of these concerns with the residents in that area.
Fine. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Is there anybody else this evening for citizens' participation? You, man? Okay. I see next we have a meeting with the Finance Committee, and I see Mr. Paulson and quite a few of the members. Come on down.
We gotta get enough chairs. John, we have a press release here. All of you should have received it in your packets. Let's start with that, and then I'll make sure the press gets this.
Want me to pass over the
Today's. Yeah, it was in today's the packet that was here tonight for us.
Too many
The
packets.
members of the press are here. Anybody? Anybody else in the press? We've got some extra copies here. We have enough. We don't have enough for everybody else.
Thank you.
You guys have one copy?
Nice.
Anybody else back there?
No, I did not, sir.
I have one.
Well, we came out.
Well, good evening, Mr. Paulson, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, John. Nice to be here. We're sorry that Bruce wasn't here. In fact, let me just start out by saying something that I think needs to be said, and that is concerning Bruce and his help in getting us here tonight. A lot of people in the town, perhaps even here, get on Bruce's case because he can be rather rambunctious. I guess that's a good word for it. But about 2 months ago, Bruce and I decided to get together and just talk face-to-face about issues that are facing the town that we felt were of importance. And he was kind enough at that time to invite me in to sit in periodically with both himself and John on Monday morning to go over some of the issues. And we did that on a couple of different occasions. And for the people in town here should know it, that Bruce can be very much on point. He can make his points. He listens well, and he kept us focused. And then he suggested that we come here tonight in joint session to talk about some of the issues that we